Since Hollywood came to Wrexham, the Reds have enjoyed nothing but success. 3 consecutive promotions has seen Wrexham go from the National League to the Championship, and with Ryan and Rob investing over £30 million in transfer fees this summer, could the Reds be on course to make the Premier League come May? Well, they haven't gotten off to the best of starts in the Championship, as Wrexham currently sits 16th in the league, losing 3 of their opening games. Is the Premier League dream starting to fade for Wrexham already? Well, it's our job today to ensure that doesn't happen, as today we are jumping into FC26. We are taking charge of Wrexham with the ultimate end goal of winning the Red Dragons a Champions League trophy. But we've got to do this by keeping the signings as realistic as possible. So this is the Wrexham team we have loaded into an FC26, and what is this monstrosity of a formation I am currently looking at? Is Phil Parkinson actively trying to avoid getting promoted to the Premier League? What is he doing? Now, it's no secret, boys, that Wrexham did splash the cash in the recent summer transfer window. Up to 30 million was spent, and in terms of FC26 they have really improved the average overall of this side. 6.5 million was spent to bring Ben Sheaf in from Coventry, 74 rated, 27-year-old, great player at Championship level. £10 million was spent to bring Nathan Broadhead from Ipswich. He's a great player in FC26, especially at Championship level. And the pick of the bunch for me, Callum Doyle was signed on a permanent deal from Man City. £7.5 million for his services. He has got great potential in FC26. But one thing that does concern me going into this Wrexham rebuild is all of Wrexham's new signings make up the only players who are above 70 rated, which says to me the core of the squad is still very much League One level. Now, it's clear to see that this formation will not get the best out of our current players. We're going to have to switch things up a bit, and we've gone with a 4-2-3-1 approach going into season number 1. This enables us to get all of our best players into the starting 11, and the team is instantly looking a lot stronger and more balanced. And while I do think this is a good team for Championship level, can it get into the playoffs? I'm not too sure. One thing I'm very sure of, though, is besides Callum Doyle and at a push Max Cleworth, there really aren't any good young players at Wrexham who you can build the team around. Most of Wrexham's best players are over 30-year-old, like Kiefer Moore, Connor Cody, Josh Windass. And then some of your more senior players are in their primes, like Ben Sheaf and Nathan Broadhead. A lot of work is going to have to go in behind the scenes to get Wrexham in a position to get promoted and actually stay in the Premier League. We're going to have to bring some young players in. That's going to be our ethos. Now, Wrexham do start off with £7 million in the bank. Unsurprisingly, a small budget considering the money spent in real life. However, after Wrexham have just spent £30 million in real life, I think it would be unrealistic to make a signing in season number 1, so we're not going to be. Transfer window is closed for the first season, which in turn means our starting 11 is also locked in for season number 1. Now, the way we want to play as Wrexham boss is going to be with a counter-attacking ethos. Now, onto our youth scouting for season 1, and if you are new to the channel, we always use your recommendations for nations to scout in FC26, and today is no different. Season number 1, we will be going with this comment, and we are going to be scouting New Zealand. And while we're in New Zealand, we're going to be looking for goalkeepers. We don't really have a high potential one at the club. But our preparations as Wrexham boss are now completed. There's nothing left we can do in season 1 but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. We've got a good team for Championship level on paper, and we mount a playoff push and ultimately get promoted to the Premier League. So we have arrived at the end of season number 1, lads. How have Wrexham got on? Well, we have finished 4th in the league, lads, meaning we have secured a spot in the playoffs and a chance to get promoted to the Premier League. And that means we'll be taking on Birmingham City for a chance to get to Wembley and get to the Premier League. Well, in the semi-final, we would beat Birmingham 4-2 over 2 legs to set up a final against Leicester City, who beat Hull. And we would win the playoffs, boys. We beat Leicester 2-1 at Wembley Stadium, securing promotion to the Premier League. And it has taken us just 1 season as Wrexham boss to gain promotion, and that would be 4 consecutive promotions for Wrexham. And in the FA Cup, boys, we would make the 5th round but lose 2-0 to Premier League opposition Bournemouth. Now, before we check the squad, boys, we have had contract issues once again. It's just a staple of FC26 career mode at the minute. Now, 3 players have left the club who I didn't really want to sell. George Dobson, Dominic Hyam and Elliot Lee have all left the club, raising around £3 million. Now, we did loan out 2 young goalkeepers who look really good, and we did also sell Andy Cannon, Matty James and James McLean, because their contracts are expiring, so we just got some funds from before they either retired or left the club. And that did give us enough money to make a signing, boys. As you can see, we made the loan of Isa Kabore into a permanent deal from Man City for £5 million. Wrexham have got an option to make it permanent in real life, so it's definitely a realistic transfer. So Kabore becomes the first signing in the rebuild. Now, at the end of the season, we are saying goodbye to Jay Rodriguez, who is retiring. But this will be the Wrexham team that takes us into the Premier League, and it's clear to see see we need to make a few signings. We're going to need a striker to replace Kiefer Moore, who's now 33 years old, and an attacking midfielder to replace Josh Windass, who's 32-year-old. Along with that, I'm going to be looking to bring a right mid, centre-back, and goalkeeper to the club, so that's 5 players needed to get into the starting 11. We're probably going to have to ransack the free agents list as well, because the average overall of our squad is really poor, lads. Probably going to be looking for a lot of rotation players as well, but if Wrexham were to get promoted in real life, they probably make 10 signings anyway. Now, in terms of stats, Kiefer Moore was ridiculous this season. He got 30 goals in 35 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. After that, lads, we got some pretty average returns from the likes of Nathan Broadhead, Josh Windass. Sam Smith got 13 in 20. Our strikers were extremely clinical this season. So we have now arrived in the Premier League with Wrexham. Just imagine saying that 5 years ago. And we have got a competitive budget of £47 million. There's a lot of work to do in this transfer window. Expect to see cash signings, loan to buys, and free agents all acquired. So, boys, we have been extremely busy in the transfer window. We have made 6 new signings. Now, we made 2 free agent signings, and the first of which was Jefferson Lerma on a 3-year deal. He is 31-year-old, 77 rated, really good Premier League standard player who's got a lot of experience. Realistically, he'll be first choice CDM for probably 1 season, and we may look to move him on after that. The second free agent we signed is one of the better free agents in FC26, Roberto Alvarado, still a free agent after 1 season, which is crazy. 27-year-old, 78 rated, can play on both flanks, and he's got really good attacking stats. Now, Wrexham's profile has grown massively in North America, so I definitely think a Mexican player would be open to moving to the Premier League and to Wrexham. We then needed a backup fullback, boys, so we signed Connor Roberts from Burnley for £3 million. 30-year-old, 75 rated fullback, Welsh, with really decent stats. I don't think this move needs explaining, boys. Definitely a realistic signing. And now for our first loan to buy of the rebuild, and we have done this very smartly, by the way. We have signed Mark Guy from Chelsea on a 2-season loan with an optional future fee of £12 million. He's 20-year-old, 74 rated, really good striker. Chelsea actually loaned him out to Sunderland at the start of this season, then cut it short, but he's probably never ever going to be first choice striker at Chelsea. I definitely think we could pinch him from him. I think this is another realistic signing. We then made 2 cash signings in season number 2, boys. Jair Cunha joins us from Nottingham Forest for £10 million. 21-year-old, 76 rated centre-back who's 6'6", an absolute beast of a centre-back. Now, in all honesty, boys, we don't really know anything about this man. Nottingham Forest have signed him from the Brazilian league, and he's not played a single minute for him yet. So using this logic, boys, I'm just going to call this signing realistic. And now time for our marquee signing of season number 2. We have signed Giannis Constantelias from PAOK for £20 million under his market value. We got a great deal for him. He is 23-year-old, 79 rated, can play attacking midfield, winger, and central midfielder with really good attacking stats. I think he'd be open to moving to any Premier League club, so I'm going to call it realistic. But after these signings, boys, our transfer budget has taken a whack. We've only got £4 million remaining. And boys, you'll be happy to know there's been one more signing. We've brought another player in from the free agents list, Malang Sarr, a left-footed 27-year-old, 74 rated centre-back, just to give us some squad depth. Not going to go into the details. This is definitely a realistic signing. He's just to fill out our bench a little bit heading forward. So we have been extra busy in the transfer window this season, but we have forgotten to do something, our youth scouting. And for this season, we are going with this comment. We are going to be scouting Belgium, but we are going to be looking for wingers and defence-minded players. So boys, there's been 7 incomings to Wrexham in this transfer window. There's also been 7 outgoings. We've sold Connor Cody, Oliver Rathbone to Hull and Sheffield United. Ryan Barnett's gone out on loan for 2 seasons. Thomas O'Connor, Sebastian Revan, Mo Fall and Jacob Mendy have all been sold as well. They all just aren't good enough to play in the Premier League. Now, we're not expecting any more incomings to take place in this transfer window, meaning this is going to be the Wrexham team to take us into season 2 and our first in the Premier League. We've done really well to take this team from like a top-end championship team to a bottom-end Premier League side, and I do think we should have enough quality to stay up. Just a little bit concerned about the goalkeeper only being 73 rated, because I did forget to sign the new goalkeeper. But this starting 11's locked in for season 2. We've got a decent bench as well. Still trying to trim this squad down a little bit. So I'm going to call our transfer window done for season number 2, boys. If anything else takes place, I'll let you know at the end of the season, because we are now simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. I just want to see Wrexham stay up. We have arrived at the end of season number 2, lads, and we have had a terrific season as we have finished 11th in the Premier League on 49 points, comfortably clear of relegation, eventually finishing 14 points clear of Southampton in 18th place. That means Premier League football is once again secured for season number 3. In the FA Cup, boys, we would reach the 5th round and ultimately lose to Championship side Stoke City 2-0. This is a poor result. So this is how the Wrexham team is looking at the end of season 2, and we have definitely got a decent mid-table Premier League side on paper. But there's one position we have to improve in season 3, and it's pretty obvious. We need a new goalkeeper to replace on Conquo. He is 25-year-old and 74 rated. He will be a decent backup for us next season. But if we're going to get anywhere with this team, we need more stability between the sticks. And I'm not expecting a good transfer budget, boys. I'm expecting about £30 million. So we'll probably spend the bulk of it on a goalkeeper. And I do think we are lacking a decent backup striker and winger. So we may look to the free agents list to sign a striker and winger, but there won't be as many signings as there were last season. That is a fact. So at the end of the season, boys, we will be losing Dan Scarr, who is retiring at 32. But in terms of stats this season, Mark Gui was immense, getting 17 goals and 2 assists. But it was actually our new signing, Giannis Konstantelias, who was our best player, getting 11 goals and 10 assists. So we have arrived in season 3, lads, and we have got £35 million in the bank, which is actually a decent transfer budget. Should definitely be able to bring in a new goalkeeper and some depth to our bench. So, boys, we have got our business done early in the season 3 transfer window, made 3 new signings, and I think we've kept them very realistic. Now, we did make 1 free agent signing in this transfer window. Telmo Arcanjo joins us on a 4-year deal. He's a 26-year-old, 75 rated right midfielder, decent stats. He'll be a decent backup for us going into season 3. And then we made the most Wrexham signing of all time this season. We brought Dominic Calvert-Lewin to the club from Leeds United as he were transfer listed for just £3 million. He's 30-year-old, 74 rated, still a decent striker at Premier League level, 6'2" as well. I don't know why, but something about Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Wrexham just feels like it could actually happen in January this season. And then the bulk of our funds were spent on bringing a goalkeeper to the club, and I'm really happy with the player we brought. Leo Roman joins the club from Union Berlin for £20 million. 26-year-old, 79 rated goalkeeper with really good stats. I think in real life he's the current Real Mallorca #1. Definitely think he'd be open to moving to the Premier League to a mid-table club. And in fact, I think all 3 of these signings are realistic signings for Wrexham, especially the Dominic Calvert-Lewin one. But it's early days in the transfer window, boys. We've got £3 million left. Big bids could come in for our star players, which may force our hand even further in this window. Right now, we are just playing a waiting game. Let's see what happens. And for our scouting this season, it feels wrong to me that we're doing a Wrexham rebuild and we haven't actually scouted Wales, so we will be doing that this season. Well, we're going to be looking for strikers and attacking midfielders while we're moving around the country. And lads, honestly, you just could not make this up. We have had an unexpected event pop up. This is actually our first one of the rebuild, and basically this is an inside access unexpected event. Basically what's happening on the screen here is they want to do Road to Wrexham season 4, and I'm all for it. Can you actually believe this has happened on a Wrexham rebuild, by the way? If you haven't checked that out on Disney Plus, you should definitely watch it. It's a great series. After making our new signings, boys, quite a few players have left the club. 6 players have gone. Sam Smith, Josh Windass, Danny Ward, Aaron James and Ryan Hardy have all been sold for nominal fees. We have also loaned an exciting youngster, Kevin De Winter. He's out on loan for the next 2 seasons. As of right now, we are managing to retain all of our best players. No real bids have come in for anyone of any note, but there's still time in this transfer window, so it could yet change. So we have now arrived at the end of the transfer window, boys, and we have managed to retain our squad, which is really good for us going into season 3. That means this will be the starting 11 to take us into the 3rd season. It's looking really good on paper, hoping that we can at least try and get into the top half of the Premier League this season. With Calvert-Lewin and Arcanjo added to our bench, we've got a decent bench as well. A lot of, I'd probably say, top-end level championship players on there, and we've got quite a deep squad as well. And this starting 11 is now locked in for season 3. Intrigued to see how we're actually going to get on. And with our transfer window done, boys, there's nothing left we can do in season 3 but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. And I'm really excited to see how this Wrexham team gets on in season number 3. And lads, we're just simulating through the season and we get this beautiful message. We have had £42 million added to our transfer budget because of our good season that we are having. Guess you'll find out at the end of the season how good the season's actually been. And that leaves us with £50 million in our bank, lads. We are past the January transfer window. That means if we don't spend this money, we are going to lose it at the end of the season. There's no way I can allow that to happen. We're going to go into the transfer market and make a very key signing with this money. Now, we have used that cash injection very wisely, lads, as we drop to the Championship to bring João Gomez to the club, a 26-year-old, 83 rated CDM who looks absolutely amazing. In-game, Wolves had been relegated to the Championship. João Gomez is well too good to play in the Championship. After signing Gomez, we're left with £15 million, so we'll be able to make 1 signing with this money. I didn't even realise, lads, but we are actually in January, so Gomez can come straight into our starting 11. So let's jump back into the simulation and I'll see you at the end of the season. So we have arrived at the end of the season, lads, and we have actually finished 3rd in the Premier League, and that brings us Champions League football in season 4. That is crazy. No wonder the board threw £42 million at us. And you know what comes with Champions League qualification, lads? A lot of money. And how could this season get any better, boys? Well, we have won the FA Cup, lads. We played QPR in the final and beat them 4-1. That is bit of an easy draw in the final, it has to be said. But that is an FA Cup trophy added to our trophy cabinet. That's our first major honour of the rebuild. Hopefully there's plenty more to come. And looking at our starting 11, boys, it is a very, very strong team on paper, but it is going to need reinforcements next season. Have to give a special shout out to Ryan and Rob though. If they didn't give us that £42 million in January, I don't think we would have got Champions League football. But now, unfortunately, Isa Kabore has been out for 6 months, boys. Hopefully he'll be back for the start of next season. But where do we actually need to improve this team? I'm looking at left back and centre back as top priorities to improve in season number 4. I think if we solidify our defence, our attackers are scoring goals, it's going to give us a better chance of retaining our Champions League spot and even winning more trophies. Depending on how much money we actually get, we may look to replace Nathan Broadhead as well, but I'm expecting around £70 million, and I think that'll just be enough for a left back and centre back. Now, at the end of the season, lads, 2 legends are retiring, Kiefer Moore and Paul Mullin. We wish them both all the best. But in terms of stats this season, Giannis Konstantelios was amazing, getting 24 goals and 20 assists, by far our best player. And before I forget, there was a little bit more transfer business that took place. We sold Jefferson Lerma to Everton for £6.5 million, and that left us with enough money to make Mark Gui's loan permanent ahead of time, and we've done just that. Lads, we paid £12 million for him and he's worth £51 million. It looks like the loan to buys have followed over into FC26. You need to be using them in your saves. So we have arrived in season 4, lads, and we have to say a massive thank you to Ryan and Rob. What a budget they have given us. £106 million to improve the team. I think with this money we'll be able to sign a left mid, centre back and left back, which is going to massively help us out, and we're trying to retain our Champions League spot. So we went into the transfer market, boys, and we signed a left mid, left back and centre back, and we have done some amazing business. I am so happy with these signings, boys. The first player we signed was a centre back, Sepp van den Berg from Brentford, for £25 million. He is 26-year-old, 6'4", 82 rated, and can also play at right back. Got him for below his market value, and he's got excellent defensive stats. He's going from a lower mid-table Premier League club to a Champions League club. Definitely think this is a realistic signing. We then went out and signed Neco Williams from Barcelona for £26 million. He's an 81 rated, 27-year-old left back who can play right back and left mid as well. Really, really well-rounded stats. I definitely think a Welsh lad would love to come back to Wales and play for Wrexham in the Champions League. Would it be tempting enough to get him to leave Barcelona? I'm not too sure. And finally, we did manage to sign a left midfielder, and this is the most exciting signing of the bunch, as we signed Hugo Alvarez from Celta Vigo for £30 million. He is 81 rated, 24-year-old, can play on both wings and has got really well-rounded stats. He's got great potential as well, boys. He's coming from a mid-table La Liga team to a Champions League team. Definitely a realistic signing. These 3 signings really make our starting 11 a lot better. And we are left with £13 million in the bank, so it looks unlikely we're going to sign anyone else. However, a big bid could come in for one of our players that changes our mind. And lads, we've just simulated forward a few days, and now I know I sold Jefferson Lerma for £6.5 million to Everton, but we've got £33 million in our bank account now, which to me just sounds a bit mad. And we are going to use this influx of cash to bring a new CDM to the club to replace Ben Sheaf. He's 30-year-old, 79 rated. He is a really good player, but he's the only player in our starting 11 who is now below 80 rated, and I think we've got to replace him. So we have made one more signing, boys, in the CDM position, as we have signed Valentin Atangana from Al Ahly, £23 million. He is 22-year-old, 79 rated, 5'8", but got really good stats. It's the same overall as Ben Sheaf, but he is in fact 8 years younger and has got much better potential. I definitely think this is a realistic signing, unless he's gone to Saudi for money. And lads, I found out why we got some extra transfer funds, by the way. Ryan and Rob once again giving us money. They're just throwing money at us at this point. Cast your mind back till the start of last season, we had an unexpected event asking us to basically film season 4 of Welcome to Wrexham, and because we allowed that to happen, we were given £32 million. Now we are halfway through the transfer window, lads, and we have had to reluctantly sell 2 players. Connor Roberts has gone to Crystal Palace and Malang Sarr has left the club to Lyon. We have also loaned out a youngster and sold someone else, Alex Moore. But with £14 million added back to our bank account, we now have £35 million in the bank. And with Kabore missing so long last season to injury, he has actually dropped down by 2 overall points to 78 rated. We've got enough money to replace him, so we are going to do. So one final signing has been made of the season 4 transfer window, and we are definitely ready to get into the Champions League now. We have signed Elias Baum from Bologna, £30 million. He is 22-year-old, 80 rated, can play right mid and right back. Fantastic stats, boys. Good defender as well. He's going to replace Kabore Traore in our starting 11. And with this being a deadline day signing, boys, our transfer window is now completed. And with our transfer window completed, that means this will be the Wrexham team to take us into season 4 on our first in the Champions League. This is an excellent team on paper, more than capable of finishing in the top 4 again in the Premier League this season, and hopefully adding some more trophies to our trophy cabinet. Our starting 11 is now locked in for season number 4. Our bench is looking very strong as well, by far the strongest it's been. Loads of decent players in the reserves, however, a lot of these are probably handing transfer requests, you know, our FC26s. So now I don't really think there's much more we can do, boys, but simulate forward straight through to the end of season number 4. We have got a really exciting Wrexham team on paper. We've thrown the cash about this summer, but does spending a load of money actually get you success? So we have arrived at the end of season number 4, and we have finished second in the Premier League, 6 points behind eventual winners Arsenal, making this rebuild pretty unrealistic already. But we only actually lost 5 games in a 38 game season, winning 21, which is really impressive. I feel like we're 1 or 2 signings away from actually competing to win the Premier League next season. Now this season we did actually make the FA Cup semi-finals, but ultimately lost to Liverpool 3-1. One thing we have learned about this Wrexham team, lads, is we can definitely go on a cup run. Now this season we did actually debut in the Champions League. We made the round of 16 and we were humiliated by Real Madrid, who beat us 7-2 over 2 legs. Just still showing there is still a big gap between us and the best teams in the world. So this is how the Wrexham team is looking at the end of season number 4. It is a very strong team on paper, but I have got a clear idea of where I want to improve this team. I think moving forward we're going to have to bring in a left centre back and right midfielder to replace Doyle and Alvarado, just purely because they're not really growing at the rates we want them to. We've also had a really disappointing season from Hugo Alvarez, who has missed the most of the season injured. Now we got a fantastic budget of over 100 million last season. I'm hoping for more of the same in season 5. Now in terms of stats this season, Giannis Constantelias was our best player, getting 24 goals and 21 assists. He was by far our best player. But Mark Gui, Roberto Alvarado, Broadhead and Gomez all got over 10 goals, which is great to see. Really good to see Broadhead get 15 goals, considering he's meant to be a rotation player. So we have now arrived in season number 5 and we have got £125 million sitting in our bank account. One thing we cannot complain at throughout this Wrexham rebuild has been the budgets we have been given. So boys, we have made 3 new signings in this transfer window. A centre back and right mid have been acquired, and we've also brought in a backup striker. The backup striker we signed was Myron Bordeaux of Fulham, £12 million. He was transfer listed by Fulham, so we swooped in to sign him. 28-year-old, 78 rated striker who's got really decent stats. He's an upgrade on Calvert-Lewin, who will be leaving us in this transfer window. Now on to the centre back and right midfielder, and I'm really excited about these 2 signings. The centre back we signed was Flavien Boyomo from Marseille for £47 million. He's 27-year-old, 84 rated, fantastic defensive stats, and he can also play right back. Marseille aren't even in the Champions League this season, I don't think, so I definitely think we could swoop in and take him from there. I think this is a realistic signing given the stage of the rebuild that we are at. And that logic applies to the right midfielder that we've signed as well, as we have signed Tyler Diblin from Union Berlin for £50 million. This could be our most exciting signing of the rebuild today. He is 23-year-old, 83 rated, can play right mid and attacking midfield. Really good stats as well. Hopefully he's going to excel in the Champions League. So with Diblin and Boyomo added to the starting 11, this is how we are looking going into season 5 at the minute. Van den Berg moves to left centre back, but don't worry boys, he has got 5-star weak foot. We've got a decent bench as well, a couple of 80 rated players now on there, and a good squad. And I think given the fact we are the 2nd best team in England, we're in the Champions League and we're competing for trophies, I think unless a team like Barcelona, Real Madrid or even Liverpool come in for one of our players, we've got a really high chance of being able to keep them here. And there has been one final signing this season boys, as we have brought George Murphy to the club from West Ham United. 24-year-old Cam can also play right mid and centre mid, signed for £10 million. He's got decent stats, he'll be a decent squad player for us, just to give us that little bit more depth on the bench. So we are kicking off season 5 with another defeat in the Community Shield. Arsenal beat us 2-1 in a narrow win. I think we're just banned from winning the Community Shield in this rebuild. Now lads, we have seen some players leave the club as well in this transfer window. Max Cleworth has gone on loan for a season to West Ham. Arthur Nkonkwo has been sold to Club Bruges. Jair Acuna and Telmo Arcanjo have left the club as well. We did raise quite a bit of funds. We now have £16 million remaining in our bank account. I don't think we're going to be able to make another signing with this money boys, and we're just playing a waiting game to see if anyone comes in for our better players. Now if that doesn't happen, this is going to be the Wrexham team to take us into season 5. It's locked in for the new season. Very strong team on paper, very good bench on paper as well. Now I don't think there's anything left we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. If a bid comes in for one of our major players, I will bring you back. But as of right now, let's just see how we get on in season 5. Lads, I'm bringing you back again because we have had yet another unexpected event, another money injection, but this time we have been given £100 million. And you better believe I'm going to spend it. And while the starting 11 is looking amazing, you may see that once again, Hugo Alvarez is injured yet again. The guy just cannot get going in a Wrexham shirt. He's been plagued by injuries since he got here. We're going to bring in a left midfielder to sign for us on January the 1st with this £100 million. Now, lads, we have used this £100 million very wisely, as we have signed Malik Fofana from Lyon for £80 million. He will join us on January the 1st. 24-year-old, 86 rated. Unbelievable stats, lads. Massive upgrade on Hugo Alvarez. What a signing this is. Definitely realistic. Lyon aren't even in the Champions League this season. We're dominating our league and the Champions League. And it has to be said, boys, Ryan and Rob must think we are onto something very special here at Wrexham. They're giving us massive transfer budgets. They give us 2 cash injections. As far as rebuilds go, this is one of the best rebuilds I've ever done when it comes to budgets. So we have arrived at the end of season number 5, lads, and I don't think you are ready for how heartbreaking this is. We have finished second again in the Premier League, and we missed out on the Premier League title on goal difference as Liverpool win the league. You know that chant, second again, ole ole? It seems to be a common thing on this channel. Just goes to show what a good team we have built at Wrexham in just 5 seasons. Then in the FA Cup, boys, we let our club down. We got knocked out in the 4th round by League One side Derby County 3-2 at home as well. That is shocking. So I bet Ryan and Rob are thinking, why have we invested all this money for no return? Well, we have actually reached the Champions League final, lads. We're playing PSG in the final. This is what happens when you invest big money into your club. In the league phase, we were the best team of the bunch. We finished top of the tree on 18 points, winning 6 of our games and losing 2. That put us straight into the round of 16, where we took on RB Leipzig and beat them 3-2 over 2 legs. In the quarterfinals, we would take on Atletico Madrid, and it was a very tight game. We went through 3-2 over 2 legs to set up a final with Real Madrid, and what a game this was. 3-3 after 2 legs and extra time, and we win the tie 5-4 on penalties, set up a final against PSG. And to go from Championship to Champions League final in just 5 seasons, that is an amazing achievement. Imagine if this actually happened in real life with Wrexham. And we are taking an absolutely amazing team into the Champions League final. 2 90 rated players in Constantelios and Mark Gui. The rest of the team's looking really strong. The bench is also looking good, lads. Loads of 80 rated players. Really happy with this team that we've built. Now, in terms of stats this season, Constantelias was our best player, getting 23 goals and 12 assists. Gui, Boadu and Gomez all had good seasons as well. What a season from Boadu, by the way. Now it is time for the Hall of Fame inductee for the Wrexham rebuild, and I've actually got 2 for this one. It's the owners, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. Their investment has helped us go from Championship to Champions League final in just 5 seasons. Them 2 are the inductees for the Hall of Fame. And now we take on PSG in the Champions League final, and this should be a cracker. So here we go, boys. It's Champions League final time, but before we do anything, let's check PSG's team. Rio Naguma, that is crazy young player. 90 rated regen, 91 rated Doué, 87, 91 rated Vitinha. Oh my god, their team is... They've got another 90 rated player in Hakimi. Their team is miles better than ours, boys. Miles better. We're going to have to play some really nice stuff to actually win this final. What a ball by Constantelias. Tyler Diblin. Chip Gui, free header. Oh, there's no power on it. Should I have cut in and gone with Diblin there? I don't know, but the first chance of the game actually falls to us. What a ball back. No way. I'm having a shot this time. Nope. Diblin, good save by Restes. Lads, we have been really good going forward. So the game's died down a bit, lads. Our early pressure hasn't really resulted in a goal. Shot from the edge of the area from De Jong. Easy save for the keeper. And that's going to be half time, boys. 0-0 at the break. We've had the better chances. We've limited PSG to very little. Or not. No. Oh my god. Big chance for Naguma. I don't even know how you pronounce that guy's name. I'm definitely butchering it. 10 minutes to go, boys. We've been really poor in this second half, I can't lie. Ref. Diblin. No way. 90 on the clock. Oh, we can't get through the gap. And we are going to extra time, boys. It's still 0-0. Hardly any chances in that second half. Tanga, that's nice though. Atangana, sorry. I want to tell you, what a ball, right? We've got to score here. Diblin. What a save. That is the chance. Oh my god, what a save by Restes. And that is the first half of extra time over. 15 minutes to go, then it's penalties. Gui. What a touch. This has got to go in. It's got to go in. It's in, boys. Mark Gui with the goal. Look at the scenes in the 111th minute. They're even going mad in the pubs. Lovely touch. Just sends the defender the wrong way. Uses his pace to get round him. And that is an absolutely brilliant finish in a game of so few chances since the 20th minute. We've got a 1-goal lead to defend for 10 minutes. Oh, no. Win it. Got a keeper, oh my god. And there is the full-time whistle, lads. We have won the Champions League with Wrexham. That was one seriously nervy Champions League final. Now all that is left to do, boys, is lift the Champions League trophy. What a sight for any Wrexham fan, and Wrexham are the champions of Europe. That's another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video, boys. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It does really help me out trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and I will see you on Wednesday at 6 o'clock for another rebuild.